Hi, I'm Sylvia Wright, candidate for State Superintendent of Education in the 2026 midterm elections. I'm here tonight with Detective Rich Wistocki with Be Sure Law Enforcement Cybercrimes. Rich, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks for having me. I am a 30-year law enforcement veteran. I started in the Naperville, Illinois Police Department, where my forte was cybercrimes, and I was also a SWAT sniper for 23 years. In my career, I have arrested over 300 internet predators, and part of my success to that career is that I taught in schools in the Chicagoland area. So currently today I teach about 300,000 students per year and parents. Not only do I teach students how to keep safe on their devices and social media, but I also train their parents on how to monitor their kids' social networks and how to have those difficult at times talks with their kids about technology.
So can you share more about how you collaborate with schools with schools and parents to protect students?
Sure. So when I retired from law enforcement in 2018, I did something called a TED Talk. So when my TED Talk and my TEDx went viral, I was no longer at work anymore. Schools were calling me all over the country to deliver my student presentation and my parent presentation all over the country. So I was traveling to Oregon, New York, Florida, Texas, and all over the Midwest teaching in schools. So last year, we taught about 300,000 students. And out of those 300,000 students, I had 33 students come to me after the presentation telling me, "Detective, that's happening to me and I don't know what to do." 33 students came to me after that presentation. 28 of them, we had to open up criminal investigations. So what I do with schools and parents, it's just so important to have this training in schools today, because if we don't talk to our kids, if we're not training our parents, let me give you a stat. One internet predator can have up to 250 victims in their lifetime. So that one single student that comes to me and tells me that they're being sextorted or cyberbullied, the person's doing it to them, there's 10, 20, 30 other kids somewhere in the world that are also being affected by that predator. There's two reasons for that stat. The first reason is, the reasons why predators are so successful is that parents suffer from a deadly disease that sets their children up for failure. It's called the NMK syndrome. Not my kid. It's a shame, Sylvia, that out of all the schools that I go to, no matter where I'm at, less than 1% of the student body's parents will show up, because all these parents think that my kid would never do that. I taught my kid better. I don't need to go to that presentation because my kid would never take their clothes off. I don't need to go to that presentation because my kid would never kill themselves. But yet every week I get calls from parents saying that my kid did this, can you help me? And my first question is, well, did you go to the parent presentation that we had? No, I didn't think we needed to. The second reason why predators are so successful is because we have police officers out there who do not know how to take a cybercrime report. And what happens with that, I have probably 50% of the officers out there will, when a parent reports their kid as being sextorted or blackmailed for more pictures, the officer, since they're not trained, will say, "Lady, you want me to take the sexting report?" "Yeah, I do." "Well, if you want me to take the report, you know I'm gonna have to arrest your daughter for taking the pictures, for making child pornography. Do you still want the report?" "Yeah, I didn't think so." And the predator gets away. So my mission is to train as many students as I possibly can, train as many parents as I possibly can, and train as many law enforcement as I possibly can to protect children. And what you're doing here, bringing this to the spotlight as part of your platform, is exactly what parents need, and it's exactly what students need.
Now, as a parent and grandparent, I understand the concerns or the fears that my child's school might be the next site for a mass school shooting.
Right.
My Cyber Safe Schools initiative is a proactive approach to stop school shootings.
Correct.
And you have created a program that can detect the school shooter before they have a chance to act.
Yeah, so back in 2021, the United States Secret Service, done by Dr. Lena Altamari, had done a comprehensive study where she found that 93% of the school shooters over the last 12 years had posted online what they were going to do before they did it. However, school officials and law enforcement don't get the warning signs. Now, there's another group out there called the I Love You Guys Foundation, done by a dad, John Michael, and the I Love You Guys Foundation was the last text message his daughter sent to him before she was murdered in a school shooting. So John Michael had put together this not-for-profit called I Love You Guys Foundation. And they go out throughout the country teaching in schools. You have to see something, say something, report something. I Love You Guys Foundations can also bring this education to your schools, that if you see something, say something, report something. And I work in tandem with them. And so every time we go to conferences and stuff, we're always collaborating. And so what we want to do is that we have to train our students. If you see something, and I show them the 5 things that you have to report if you see it on your Snapchat groups, your social media, your gaming platforms. So when we train the students and then we train the faculty, we show them the evidence that they need to report. And then we train law enforcement how to get that information and track the person who did it within 2 hours. There's something called the Electronics Communications Privacy Act. We call it ECPA. It was born in 1986. It is a federal statute that shows law enforcement that any internet company, when there's a threat, they can respond and get us the information within 2 hours. So I take what I learned with child crimes investigations, I take what I learned from the I Love You Guys Foundations, and then when the threat comes in, they grab the evidence, and then we are able to track that threat within 2 hours and find out exactly who made the threat. And the most important part of this 3-day class that I have is that we are locating the person and giving them the mental health help they need before the shooting starts. The first priority is about the mental health help of the student making the threat. So when we can give them the mental health, that's our first priority, make them safe. Then what we do is we execute a search warrant in their social networks, and that's where we'll find their deepest, darkest secrets and planning. If we find out that they have weapons, that they're planning a shooting, then we go to the third step, and that is executing a search warrant on their house to grab any weapons that they may have. So we've been doing this since 2022. Last school year in 2023, we stopped 56 acts of school violence with the students who have taken my class. This year, we are in our 3rd month of school. We already arrested, as of yesterday, 30 school shooters that have threatened to shoot up a school. And we're doing it before it happens, and we move on it right when the threat comes out to give that student the mental health help we need. It's not about guns. It's not about making our schools hard targets. It's about the mental health of the people who are making these threats. And if we can concentrate on that, we will save more kids than ever before. But it's a domino effect, right? It starts with training our students in school, see something, say something, report something. This 3-day class is a combined effort. We want our school administration in that class. We want our IT people. We want our social workers. We want our deans, our principals, our superintendents, along with local law enforcement and our school resource officers. And when you put those 2 together in a 3-day class, there's nothing that can stop them.
So social media has elevated bullying to another level. Like cyberbullying is a serious epidemic that is plaguing our schools. Victims and parents of victims, they feel hopeless because it seems like there's nothing that they can do to stop these attacks.
All right.
So can you please outline how your techniques align with my Cyber Safe School initiative?
It's all about empowerment, right? We need to empower our students to make better choices. And when I go into a school, I start every presentation off like this. No one is allowed to make you feel bad about yourself online. No one. No one is allowed to make you do something you know you shouldn't be doing, like sextortion or even suicide. My team, I have 7 instructors. They're all internet crimes against children experts. Most of them are retired school resource officers or detectives. We train students and parents in English, Spanish, Polish, and Arabic. That's why this message is so important that you're bringing out to your schools, and we will be by your side the entire way.
Thank you, Detective Wistocki.
As your next State Superintendent of Education, I look forward to partnering with Detective Wistocki to implement my Cyber Safe Schools initiative. This is a proactive approach to prevent school shootings and to stop the bullying epidemic in South Carolina.